Damn. Uh, what the hell? Damn it. Testing, 1, 2.
It's a beautiful day. It's getting ready to rain again, right?
Right? Seriously.
We're doing Phil right now as I wait to hear. We'll probably have this blast up of sound because I've got my sound up so I can hear on the feed. And this is where the blooper reel comes from. So if you were going to
Those are my favorites anyway. It's fine, everyone.
Oh, do I hear sound?
It's a beautiful day. It's getting ready to
Okay.
rain again.
All right.
Right? Seriously.
We're doing Phil right now.
All right. So we got the Phil coming. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Kirk Schilling Extravaganza. We got some video issues going on because that's how things work in this fine, fine world of COVID-19 and doing everything remotely. We got Papa Bear on the controls, pulling his hair out this morning down in Arnold. I'm here. I'm not really on top of the arch. It just looks like it. And I've got two, not one, but two awesome guests on here this morning. And we're doing it Johnny Carson style. The only thing we're missing is the couch. I've got Jen Stanley on here from Mascots Bar and Grill. And I've got Trina Eakins on here from Miracles in Progress. We've got lots to talk about here. We are less than a week away from the state of Missouri at least opening up partially. And that's one of the reasons we've got Jen on here to talk about that. And Trina has got some huge, huge events. We're going to talk about Miracles in Progress, what they do, and what they've got coming up, some sponsorship opportunities, all kinds of fun stuff. Right before we get started, though, I've got to give 3 special graduation shout-outs. And, you know, if there's more, send them in to me. We'll always do that. First off, a couple weeks ago, we had Aliana Good on here. She is a graduate from Hillsboro, Missouri High School here in 2020. So she missed out on all that kind of fun stuff. But go on. I saw all of her cool like prom pictures and stuff. She had a mask made that matched her dress. It was great. Nate Partington, who some of you know as one of our Extreme Bar Bingo callers. He is now a graduate, I believe, from McKendree. And something I never thought I would actually use in a sentence in my life. Last Saturday, I wore a mask into a liquor store and then did a drive-by as we helped celebrate Alexis Conaway, one of my awesome buddies from the Corner Chill and Grill who graduated from SIU Edwardsville. It's that kind of world. So let's jump. Isn't that comical? So, ladies, welcome to the Kirk Schilling Extravaganza. Of course, you know, things get a little goofy and we have issues getting started. But Jen is out there at Mascots Bar and Grill in St. Peter's. And we met, of course, because they are one of the top Extreme Bar Bingo locations. Jen is one of the best callers in the planet. The only one gives me a run.
Well, you know, flattery will get you very far, my friend.
Exactly. So we're going to talk. And we've got Trina down there. Trina, say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. So, Jen, let's talk a little bit here about what's getting ready to happen on Monday. So, Monday the 18th, Missouri has been allowed to begin reopening bars and restaurants, correct?
Yeah, so actually, Missouri was able to start reopening on the 4th.
Okay.
So it was last Monday. They were able to start reopening businesses. We didn't close fully. We closed our dining room on March 21st was our last day. So we didn't have any in-house, but we figured out how to change and adapt, which is what we do every day right now, and go to curbside pickup, carry out, and delivery within a 5-mile radius for free around here, using our own employees. So we were able to keep everybody on. Their jobs obviously looked a lot different than pouring your drinks behind the bar or taking you food to your tables. But they didn't hesitate, you know. They literally, every single one of them was like, no, we're in this with you. Like, we joke and we call it a Mascots family all the time, but it really is. It's like, no, we sink or swim together, and this is what we're going to do. And this is their only income, you know? And so we're talking young families, we're talking single parents, talking all these things that are figuring out ways to, like, I got to feed my kids, right? I got to make my house payment. I got to figure out what we're doing. And not one of them jumped ship. Not one of them was like, well, I'm going to go over here and file unemployment and kind of ride this out, which they all had the options of obviously doing during this time frame. Right. But not one of them did. They're, nope, we'll work every day, open to close with you. We will do whatever is needed. I can't say enough, honestly, about our small group of employees. They are just family to the full extent of the word. So we've been changing and adapting every day since then. And then last Monday, Missouri was able to start reopening if you saw fit. Like, they're kind of put it into businesses' hands at that. Now, St. Louis, some of the counties were not. So Missouri as a whole was able to start, like Governor Parsons, I think it's like Show Me State Recovery or Show Me Recovery Plan or something like that. So it was allowed. However, not every county was allowing it. So I know like St. Louis County and St. Louis City did extend their like stay-at-home orders through like the 14th or 15th at that time or something like that. And so those obviously didn't open back up in that way. St. Charles County, it was our option. Okay. They said, you know, we'll go ahead and follow Governor Parsons' plan, and we're going to let businesses choose what they want to do in that. So we waited out a lot and kind of looked at everything and heard people that were talking and new customers and patrons of ours for, you know, years and stuff. We just kind of heard like, I'm not sure we're ready. You know, listen to our employees saying, do we wait it out another week or so or two, or like, how do we figure this out? And so we started kind of coming up. We didn't change anything last week. We didn't reopen any differently. We continued with our curbside and delivery and carry out type thing going on, and just kind of let another week go by to see how people were feeling. Nobody makes you go, right? So like, we understand that like, we're a sports bar and grill, and nobody is forcing them to go, like if they had to go to the grocery store or something like that. So if they choose to come out, it is their choice to put themselves out in the public, but just to kind of ease it into it, you know? And there's been a lot of different discussions and talk about what is actually mandated and told to us at this stage, what is required on us to open back up, and what is recommended. And there was a lot of blurry lines, to say the least, about what we were told directly from the county as they came in to kind of meet with everybody at their individual place to kind of give them a list of things for sanitation reasons and all those kind of things. But it's changed again. It's been obviously like almost a phase 2, even though it's not called phase 2, like lifted new restrictions again, and things like that. So we are actually working really hard. We are going to reopen the evenings right now, starting tomorrow. So we're really excited. We have this great group of community out here that's itching. I tell them all the time when I go live, I'm like, listen, as much as you're itching and like press your face up against my door and wave, we feel the same.
Right.
Trust me, you know? So we're just kind of figuring it out. As for our reopening, we have, I would kind of show you around, but it's a little messy. We have every table that is, see, Rob did come in the door and peek in. So, you know, we're going to post a list of, I hate to use the word guidelines, but it's kind of guidelines of what they're issuing out, you know. The tables, edge to edge, right? There's no more than 6 or no less than 6 feet. So that obviously takes out tables in your circulation, which is fine. Kind of spread everything out. There will be no more than 10 at a table allowed. That is an actual mandate. The 6 feet and no more than 10 in a single setting at your table is an actual mandate right now. Other than that, there was a lot of talk at the beginning about percentages, right? So we were told you could only have 25% in, according to your like, you know, your fire law, right? Fire code number. But that is actually not accurate through the state of Missouri or St. Charles anymore. It is, that does not apply. There's a specific thing that says does not apply to restaurants and hotels. So that was where it got a little foggy, so to speak, or a little gray, trying to figure that out. So they're not doing that number in St. Charles County anymore, but you do have to leave, obviously, your tables 6 feet apart, things like that along those areas. Can't cram them in like we usually do for bingo, where we're pulling every outdoor table and stool and somebody's fold-up chairs in their cars.
Exactly.
In for bingo. Can't do that for quite a while, but that's okay. So we're just figuring it out, you know. Every day we adapt and we change, and it doesn't, the day before doesn't look the day after the same at all, ever.
Absolutely. And I know that you guys had done dog food as well for a while.
We are, yeah. That's something that Rob is not going to stop. So he's making vet approved all natural dog food, and it literally looks like a casserole that I make for my kids at night. I don't know. Don't judge me on that, but it's delicious. We've all ate it around here. It's like, you know, chicken breast or lean beef. He puts, it's fresh, like usually like it's a pumpkin or a squash that's mixed with it. Green beans. I mean, it's good, actually. It's very delicious. So he's not stopping that. We have too many pups that like it now, right? It's what he feeds to our dog at home, and he just kind of brought it in over.
Nice. Very cool. I think that's a lot of what's going on around everywhere is adaptations, and I think there's going to be new things that got started that are going to continue on. Things that used to happen probably aren't going to happen anymore, but it is what it is. I think we're all just trying to survive as much as we can. I'm reverbing. Oh. Like you said, we have all the fun of the technical world going on here, trying to go to 4 different locations at once. But so if you're not familiar with Mascots, I don't know what's wrong with you. No, you need to get out.
Right.
Get out to St. Peter's or on Mexico Road between let me think, Cave Springs and what's the one?
So Jungerman and you're kind of Jungerman and Mid Rivers, like in between there. So if you know where Barnes St. Peter's Hospital is, we're almost directly across the street from them. The Recplex, right next door to the Lutheran.
I know.
Yeah. So we do a lot of, it's fun, we, it's kind of like the hometown cheers is what we're told all the time. Like you come in and we know you all, we know your name and we know your name, what you eat and what you drink. And we know things about your family and your kids. And if we don't, and it's your first time in, we remember it the next time, my staff is invested in the people and they feel like family to everybody, and it's warm, it's kind of cozy. And it's a place, like we have tons of families from the Recplex and stuff all the time. Like obviously they host national hockey tournaments often, like every day a week almost sometimes during certain seasons. And so those families come in, kids are comfortable in here. Obviously after like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, it turns a little bit more adult. But in general, it's not one of those like just bar atmospheres where you wonder like, should I take my kid in there? Like at any given point, you're going to see any or all of my kids in here.
Right.
They're wiping tables, sweeping the floor. They're playing with people at tables.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I know I can't ever walk in there without anybody not recognizing me. So
yeah, no, it's so good. It's friendly, and that's kind of super involved in our community. Like we try to give back in any way that we can and stay very pumped in, right? And it is proving tenfold to us right now during this time. That community has literally just rallied behind it. It has been the most like humbling. I'm not a crier and I have cried more than I care to share during this time frame. Just because the support has just been unbelievable. People saying, you know what, I want to see you open those doors again. I want to sit in there with you again when you open. And so they know that to do that, they had to order carry out. They had to be here to support us during that time. That looked really different for us. To be able to come back and feel that inside the place,
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't last without those kind of people.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, Kirk, can Jen hear me?
Yeah.
Can Jen hear me? Hey, Jen, I know I've been listening to you. I'm a big fan just listening to you about the family environment and the challenges that we're facing right now and having tears in your eyes. I can relate, even with an organization, we're dealing with sick kids and families. And, all of us have had to really kind of come together and say, how can we do this and be safe? Because we know it's running rampant and so much is happening. But I did want to, before we got started, to invite your company because we know that they're hurting. We're going to be talking about that. But I really want to invite you personally in your business to our event for free to get the stuff out because we are helping those that are having hard times with COVID and this time change, like everything's changing right now.
That
but
is
learning how
so
to
kind. We would love to participate with you guys.
Yes, the learning to adapt with other people right now and building these relationships. When it comes to heart and it comes to making a difference, it is so hard. We all have to be very selfless right now. And I feel like that's how we're going to get through things. And I really appreciate like you just even trying to get through this because a lot of people give up.
Yeah.
And right now us being on here, the reason why I decided to do this and the news and stuff coming up is because I truly feel like why people are sitting there coming up at the negatives. We all have to get out there together and start pushing something for people to look to and still practice safety.
I totally agree. I mean, even the littlest things, thank you so much, because we would love to participate with you guys, and we will get in contact then for sure, and make that happen. So I appreciate that invite so much. I mean, it's all about positivity, and it is very easy these days to be negative about anything or everything, or at the drop of a hat too, because everything changes minute by minute sometimes.
Well, our friends, I mean, this is all of us, and for every breath we can take to make a difference right now, I feel like if there's no time, it's today, it's every minute, because we don't know what tomorrow holds. And I've watched that before all of this, and now this has just made things so real. I mean, even for myself, I used to always think like, we got this. But right now we aren't in control, but we are in control of how we can help people and how we can try together. And no matter what the outcome is, that last breath or whatever anyone may take, at least we knew that we did what we had to impact our world in a great way and still fight for those that need us. And right now we all need, we see the world just crashing right before us, and God is watching everything. So I pray that we can just get together and all power together.
I completely agree. One of my biggest thoughts this whole time has been, and I said this to a group of people a couple weeks ago, is there is such a thing, like everybody is saying, well, we're all in this, storm together, and we're all weathering this together, which is 100% accurate, because it doesn't not touch any of us. But people are, you kind of still see how people be like, well, if I'm dealing with it this way, then why can't you deal with it this way? Like if we're all dealing with it. And I thought for a while, and I was like, you know what? And I saw it somewhere, and it was just, it rang so true. And it's kind of been my mantra lately, is that like, yeah, we're all in this storm together, but we're all in a different boat. Your boat looks a lot different than my boat. And my boat looks a lot different than, my urgent care friend's boat across the street. And so everybody is in that same storm on that same rocky sea together, but we're in different boats. And sometimes that means that you pull up next to the other boat and you tie on together, because you're going to be more stable and you're going to be more sound, right? Because you're maybe the big boat or whatever, and you're going to keep them and you're going to pull them along. But it's just about community, and it is just almost a reset in society, so to speak, where like people smile when you drive down the street. They're waving at you because they've realized all of a sudden that they miss human contact. They don't miss what they can't buy, or what takes a week and a half on Amazon Prime to get to you now instead of a day or two. Okay, we all adjust to those things.
Granted, the things we took.
Yeah, you realize what they're missing is a personal contact, and even if that's a simple smile, or asking like, "Hey, I'm running to the store for you. Let me get what you need so you don't have to get your kiddos out or something." Like, it doesn't take anything out of my life to smile at you. It is only adding to like the reset of how people are almost going back to that age that we cared about people again.
Well, the thing is I don't think anyone ever really took the time. We all judged from afar instead of really looking at life and going, why can't we get to know someone more?
Yeah.
I make my own decisions, and I believe paths are painted for reasons, and there's paths that we're supposed to take. And I feel that in this time of need, all the people out there, the only path to paint is all of us jump on it and really try to help each other in every way possible. Whether it, like you say, inviting someone out or giving no more handshakes. I mean, I want to hug and kiss.
Yeah.
But I can do that through words and being able to express myself better. And I was sitting there thinking, man, I really did myself take life for granted, even in the time that I've been helping kids for years. All I've done is want to help another. And now it even makes me self-reflect so much more and look in the mirror and go, man, I still should have done things a little differently. And now that hug I used to have, I took for granted because I always thought I would have it. And right now, even if it's in front of me, I have to stop and think about someone else before I even reach out and give that hug. But we can do it in many forms. And now it's getting creative and talking with people like yourself and Kirk and the world out there in the community, saying, how can...
Oh, she froze up on us.
Oh, yep. It was so good too.
I know. We'll get back to it. We'll give it just a second to kind of refresh. Sometimes that things happen.
Yeah.
I just figured out a great new system, Papa Bear. I'm going to get two strong, powerful women on here. I'm just going to sit back and let them run the whole thing. All right, we're going to pause just for a second here. Papa Bear is going to drop a message on here a little bit, and then we're going to start talking about miracles of progress. Jen, don't go anywhere.
No, for sure.
As well. So, Papa Bear, go for it. Be a brief pause.
Hi. My name is
See if
Scott
he's got it
Coleman,
going
and
here.
I'm a retired veteran of the United States Air
He's
Force.
ready.
And the general manager of Ferguson USA HotTalkRadio.com. The mission of this
Always a-
broadcast station is to bring a positive view to Ferguson, St. Louis, and the surrounding areas. Amid the current health crisis, there are a lot of you that need to get your message out but have no vehicle with which to do that. In order to help our community, I am proud to offer broadcasting services for those who reach a wide audience from the St. Louis metro area. Church services, meetings that would normally have 50 people or more, and positive messages that need to be spread to many people are just examples of the possibilities. Until 1st of May 2020, I will offer the raw services, not including editing, for free to those who need them based on my time constraints. In the meantime, I will also broadcast any changes you make to business practices, i.e. change to the drive-through only for restaurants, closure, etc. on FergusonUSA HotTalkRadio.com to help others navigate your constantly changing environment. We will get through this. On behalf of the hosts and entire St. Louis area, let's keep our heads, stay clean, and get through this together. Thanks.
So, Trina, if you would like to give us a little history of the organization, what it was started for, what the background of it is, what you guys are looking to do with it, and then we'll get into a couple upcoming events that are going to happen.
So I've been helping kids since 2006, Kurt. I had reached out to St. Vincent Home for Children years ago and wanted to get involved and help kids in any way, shape, or form. I owned a collection agency for years, and I decided I wanted to show them what hard work was and what it took to make it in this world, and also what it's like to not have, to have things, you know, and to be without. So we took a trip over there, and we started supplying school supplies to the organization, and then Crazy Trina decided to come up with a big event that I could help give back to kids and to them again. And so in 2013, I was told by my attorneys and stuff, Trina, it's time for you to start an organization. I'm like, what's this? I mean, seriously, I'm giving back. And I believe this is where your calling is. So in 2013, I held my first, I had bands played for the cause, and it was all about music. It was about raising people to come together, and we raised money, we did gifts, and gave back. And it was just an amazing turnout. I had some great guys from Super Jam, Matt Arena from different bands, Nico Smith, you name it, they all came out, Margie Pennington, and they all played for our cause. And I always believe that music changes lives. And so for me, this was really simple because music I believe in, and sometimes for ourselves, it just takes us to a different place and we need it to get through the day. But for kids, I had one kid that really stood out to me. Her name is Emily Linneman. Through this journey that I've taken, she was in music and radio and broadcasting and always wanted to be on the Viper, you know, and always wanted to be on different radio stations. So we made that happen for her. And she got to meet bands and you name it. So anyways, long story short, we're a 501c3. organization that gives back to kids, Rockstar, which is nutrition. We participate with large events where the families don't have to pay for anything. The community can come together and give back. But truthfully, it's about dreams. It's about making things happen through community and making a difference in every moment we have with the hospitals, whether it's us taking the mask. We had 200 masks and 95 masks that we donated to different hospitals this year, and we gave to Cardinal Glennon. We gave to the oncology floor so the kids and the families had masks. We had people bringing masks and making them for little kids. So they got little ducks and stuff on them, and we got little cartoon characters. But we truly are a selfless team of individuals that started this organization with my Vice President, Shay Schmidt, my best friend, and our whole team just said, you know what, we want to do more. And the only way to do more is to give back. And so we've been doing it now since 2013. It's now 2020. And we've helped over 2,300 children.
Wow.
So in a very good way. So we're talking about for kids every year. We do big dinners and shows that none of the families have to pay for. We have created some of the best moments of these families' lives, taking them on vacation, community with them, celebrating life and where they are with us. The biggest part about this is I love the kids and their family. It's been a tough road, Kurt, but I can tell you what, I've almost given up any time because it's heartbreaking, but then there's the bad in the world too that's up against you too when you're doing good. So every time I've got close to stopping what I do, Kirk, it's changed my life in some way. A parent reached out to me saying that you're an angel to our child. Or we get messages saying, thank you for bringing life to us. We can't wait for your next event. Your events are growing every year. And Trina, we're just excited that you're alive. And the other day, it reminded me again, I got a card from one of our families, and it was a picture of the whole family. On the back, it had a message that was so deep. All I could do was cry, cry, cry. I have chills all the time because of how I'm touched by the love that our community truly has. We do for them. But most of all, sharing it with people and letting them see what we do. And so why we do what we do. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. It's people being real, people love. When it comes down to it, it's selfless. It's selfless.
Awesome. So yeah, Papa Bear's got the website up on the feed right now. So if anybody wants to go and check out Miracles in Progress, we've got a couple upcoming events here. Now, obviously, we're hoping everything's progressing the way it is, so none of these events are affected. But the first one coming up is August 8th from 10 to 4. It's the Rockin' Out Superstars and Supercars. And Trina sent me a video from the one last year, and I just got all geeked up about it. There's the kids that are part of Miracles in Progress, and I just forgot, it's Need for Speed Car Club, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so they're a car club. If there's anybody out there that's car geeks like me, you want to see some Lambos, you want to see some Ferraris, you want to see a Bugatti, Rolls Royce, she sent me a video from one last year. I'll share it in the feed later. The coolest thing about that, I was geeking out over the cars, and I'm already volunteering. If somebody gets sick and can't drive one of their cars, I'll be happy to do it for them. But the kid that was rolling in the back of the rolls, and he held the jar of Grey Poupon out, I laughed my butt. That was so classic. But definitely jump in because you've added music in this year. So kind of tell us a little bit about that, how that event all works, and what's behind that.
So this year was kind of crazy because we've all been really talking about, like, I've been excited, and then the COVID came in, right? And so all of us were like, okay, you guys, what are we going to do? A lot of people are like, let's not do it this year. Let's not, take the chance. A part of me just kept saying, but if you don't take chances, then are you really living? So I decided to do the opposite, and I kept really pushing everybody. And I'm like, you know what? Whether or not this happens, we'll come up with a virtual show. We'll make sure that the parade still happens. We'll make sure that things can still happen, and we can raise the money to give back to the families, even if they cannot come. But the biggest thing is I wanted to put a spin on it this year because I lost my roots. Mascots, where we started with music. And we started with that guitar given to a kid that had a song to play about, her life. And they write music, and the fact that we started with it. And so I was like, you guys, how cool would it be to have a concert and a car show? That'd be the first ever to have a concert and a car show. So I know no different but to reach out to people. And so in that moment that I was saying that, I was burning up people's phones. I was calling everywhere. I was getting excited because last year, they shut down Highway 40 for our event. And we were able to give rides from St. Louis Motor Cars. Kids got to pick out their own ride in a Lamborghini, a Maserati, whatever they wanted. And we gave them a ride of their life down Highway 40, was escorted by all the police departments. And we rode into the family arena to walk the red carpet. They got to get out of that Lambo with the doors coming up and walk the red carpet, turn around and take pictures with all these photographers, feeling like they were a star for the day. And then I said, you know what, guys? If we add music, which we had last year, but this year we're taking it to a completely new level. And so this year, we ended up teaming up with U.S. Tributes. U.S. Tributes is a part of TAC Entertainment. It's a huge entertainment company that now wants to be a part of what we do. And so now every year we're going to do an annual car and concert event called Rockin' Out Cars and Superstars and Cars, or something so silly. But it is amazing because we now got the lead singer that used to be on Contagious, Johnny Cruz. Johnny Cruz and his band Plastic Kings is going to open up at noon for our...
That's so funny. He is one of our, really, really close good friends, personally.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to get a drink. You guys take care of this.
That's absolutely hysterical. That's
this
great.
is the best part is that he was the first call I made because I wanted him to be a part of what I was doing. And
Johnny
not only
has
that,
a massive heart.
and that's where I was like, okay, I love this guy. I need him. And so I reached out to Johnny, and Johnny said, Trina, I got you. And I really feel like somebody is going to be interested in this. So without Johnny, I have to tell you, this is what happens in life, is that if you don't make the phone call and you don't ask, how will you ever know?
Yeah.
And the more people you ask, the more you learn, because we're all coming together with new ideas and we're new people. So Johnny's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, you guys, I have a dream of this. And so I started talking to him about it. And then I was led to Scott Bushman, which is an amazing guy.
So we know him very well as well.
So him and I have been just really working every day together. And we've been busting butt. And now we have opening after Plastic Kings at, let's see here, I have noon to 1, I have Plastic Kings. From 1:30 to 2:30, we have Styx, Grand Illusion. Tim Wilkie and all of those guys are going to be playing. Then from 3 to 4, we have, let's see here, we got the Head Knockers, the tribute to Foreigner. And we've had a lot of other bands reach out to us now. So beyond that, we got a huge freaking stage we're going to be presenting this on, and we're going to have it covered, and it's going to be the best. We found John, Shy Tower Entertainment. I want to thank John Shy Tower. He came and said, you know what, we'll do your sound. And this guy is off the chart sound. I knew that if you pick the right people and you put the right people in your life, the right things happen.
Yeah.
And since I made the one phone call to Johnny, it led to Scott, it led to U.S. Tributes, it led to all the bands, it led to everybody that has already helped us too before. And now here we are going, okay, we have a huge event. We just took it to a whole new level, and we need everybody that we can to participate. And so that brings me to say that, just like you and I talked about, Jen, is that we decided that we're going to have some limited spacing that we're giving away for free for all the families to set up a booth or sell their products or their food. And it's up to you if you want to donate back to our organization.
Totally, yeah.
Whatever you guys want to. We do not care. What we care about is being able to help all of the small businesses that hurt from COVID. and bring
That
us all
is
to one place.
so huge
That
to
is
be able to do that, and it's
and
so
that's huge
appreciated.
for us. We want to do that, and we know that this is the way, one, to build relationships.
Yeah.
Two, when you do good things in life, whether I'm here today and I'm gone 5, 10, 20 years from now, 100 years from now, I did the right thing.
Yeah.
And so the right thing is inviting as many people that we can that are suffering and that have suffered, that is a small business, and bring them out that day to sell their products. To just make sure you have your license for St. Charles County, which you do.
Got it. I do.
And we'll get together with all the distributors. That's where we are. We want to invite all the families everywhere out to this car show. It's $20 a carload. So a carload of people.
Yeah.
That's like you put 4, 5, 10 people in your car, that's $2 a piece.
Absolutely.
Back in my day, you get like 20 in a trunk, so you know.
Right. You remember back in the day, we'd go on a little trip to hold on, the drive-ins.
Yep.
And I used to lay in that trunk so I didn't have to pay.
The drive-in in Belleville has got Footloose and something else coming. Like they just opened last weekend. What is it? Footloose and Dirty Dancing, and my wife jumped on and already reserved a spot.
I need to go.
God.
I heard that they just opened, and those are like 2 unbelievable classics, right? So we have to go.
On that one, I'll be dancing with it.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. Me too.
As things often happen, Papa Bear and I have been talking, so nobody gets to see Papa Bear that often. He's in the background. He's the GM of Ferguson USA. And him and I have been talking on the background here, and we'll talk more about details. If you want to look at bringing the Kirk Schilling Extravaganza out there during the event, we'll broadcast live all day and bring some of the business owners in and all kinds of fun stuff and have a good time with it out there. So we'll work on the details of that.
I'm super excited. And I want to thank you guys for having us on here. And most of all,
Thank you so much.
we can get the word out. We can get this word out. This is going to be a large event. We have plenty of room, but we are challenged because we believe that this could be the largest event because it's something to look forward to. We're not far away, but we're just far away enough to where we can make it very successful. And then also I wanted to make sure before I get out here, I do have to thank all of my miracle team, all of my miracle workers. I want to thank my best friend, my Vice President Shay Schmidt. I want to thank Lauren Smith, my board member, Teresa Showmaker with Boeing, Steve Lorenz, Cindy Villarell, Caroline Williard, Justin Marty, our accounting our advisor, and Kip Brown, our agent, to keep us our insurance, make sure we're always covered. And all of the people that have come together on all of our events to make things happen. I want to thank each and every one of you because it means everything. I want to thank Johnny Cruz again and the U.S. Tribute Division as they're doing big things that are announced for us. And hopefully this will go viral and will make this very positive impact that we can just change lives in every direction, not just for our organization, but for all the businesses and all the kids that we are willing to help and send away on vacations when this is all. But Kirk, can I go ahead and talk about one other thing that we have going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So you got the.
I didn't know if you wanted me to talk about that yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and go. So it's the Miracles Mark Twain Buddy Bass Tournament, which is in September, correct?
Yes, and that is something that we've been doing for a couple of years now, and it's really taken off. We were partners with Mark Twain Chamber of Commerce and many other people, and so we decided to take it over this year. So we believe that with our organization getting involved, we're able to turn this fishing tournament into love. Like, it's a love and a passion, just like our music. It's about teaching kids how to fish and relax. It's bringing families together, and we pay for everything for the families, guys. So last year we had about 50 people, 50 to 75 family members and kids, and They're siblings that we brought out to Mark Twain Landing. And they showed up and they got a packet that was about their whole weekend. They had a cabin waiting for them. They got a golf cart. We made them breakfast every morning. They got to stay in cabins. We did campfires, sing around campfires, roasted marshmallows with all of our families and kids. And then, believe it or not, we caught 12 fish. So we had a fishing tournament for the kids. And the kids caught 12 fish, and we ended up giving out like awards. And every kid got a fishing rod and reel, brand new, so they could start doing their own fishing. And now they're all in competition. So we are doing it again this year, September 19th and 20th. We are having a huge fishing tournament that you can sign up online at www.miracles.progress.org. And you can get involved as a sponsor, be a food sponsor. You can come out and actually stay with us in a cabin and have fun with all the families. We're going to do social distancing, so it's going to be nice. They have their own cabin. They can put up their own tent. But most of all, the hitching post, Dave Lutemeyer and his wife and Ben, his son, have been big supporters of this, and I want to thank them. Mark Twain Chamber of Commerce. We're a member of the chamber. And so we do everything to help the community in Hannibal, Monroe City, Perry County. I want to thank our biggest sponsor, always, Window World. The owner of that has been like my, as he says, he's my advisor. He's going to be my help through this organization. He's also been a mentor of mine now. Just talking with him, his heart's huge. And he has given us more than we can even talk about. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. But Jason Kaiser, I want to thank him too. He's a fisherman and he's a committee partner. And the most beautiful woman I've ever met, her name is Sunny. She's the owner of 154 Marine out in Perry, Missouri. And this lady is bending over backwards, taking in payments for us and helping us with our organization, because we're not for there. You know, we don't live there, but my heart's there. My family lives in Hannibal. And so I'm a country girl with a New York mind, and that's the best way to describe me. And these people have changed my life in so many different ways, because we all are different, and it's brought such joy. And this event, Kirk, can bring so much joy to kids and families and businesses if they just get out and be a part of this. We have music. We pay for you to come in, and we have a big pig we roast. The kids get to get on stage with bands and sing. It's a true happy moment. I have to tell you, out of all of my events, even Superstars and Supercars, the fishing tournament was amazing because I didn't stress. And I got to enjoy the time with the kids with the fishing pole. You know, my dad passed away the day before Superstars and Supercars, and he died of cancer. And ever since then, my dad was a major fisherman, so that's why I started this, Kirk. I wanted to take it over because his passion was, I got tears. His passion was fishing, and he taught me. So I got so excited last year when I took a pole out, and I was able to teach another kid how to put a worm on it, and how excited they were to be with other kids that were sick, that they never met before, and families to meet families that they never heard of, because we work with all hospitals. We just don't work with Children's or Cardinal Glennon or Mercy. We work with all hospitals. And I felt there was a need in my heart and into the world to be able to reach out and go further than St. Louis. And so we took it to Hannibal, where my roots were and my family lives. And we said, you know what, they don't have funding out in Hannibal. And those kids don't often get to come in because they don't have the money to come in. The money's not there.
Right.
So it was challenging. I wanted a challenge, and I said, let's do this. Let's get this word out. Let's get as many companies behind this and come out. And I actually want people to see what we do. And I think it speaks for itself. If you come see me, you know that is what I was destined to do. And, you know, I went from nothing and supported this for many years on my own. Never asked for money until last year. And last year, my first year, I get to announce now because it's going to be on our 990. I'm super stoked. But last year, I personally raised $68,000 for our organization. And we did about 100,000+ in in-kind donations last year.
Nice.
That's going from $1,000 to a whole new level. And it is because of faith and not giving up. And actually, for the first time in my life, taking off my for-profit hat, put on a nonprofit hat, and said, I don't know how to do this because I'm used to doing things myself. And asking Lauren and Shay and all of my friends, how do I do this? Because I'm having a hard time. They're like, Trina, get on the phone and do what you were destined to do. And I started because I really don't still know how to do that. And that's why I asked the companies to help me and people to help me, because I have a hard time asking. I do, because I'm a giver.
Mm.
So asking for something has been different for me, Kirk.
Absolutely. We've got about 5 minutes left. So obviously, if you go to miraclesinprogress.org, there should be, Papa's been popping up on the screen a little bit, but there's sponsorship opportunities for your events as well that people can jump into. So that's one of the things that we definitely want to make sure we keep getting this out there, because it's a great couple of events, and we're going to try and be a part of definitely the rocking out superstars and supercars. I'm stealing a Bugatti. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's so funny that you talked about Johnny. That's hysterical to me. He does. He has the best heart, and he is at any given moment. If you walk into Mascots doors, you'll find Johnny in here with us.
Well, tell him I love him.
I will text him as soon as we're done. I will tell him all about it.
Awesome. One of the things that I want to do here now, here's how I run funny stuff and things like that, because obviously we want people to know about these events that are coming up as well as Mascots. So here's the deal. Me throwing a contest out there. All right, so here's what you got to do. You have to go on to Facebook. You've got to like the Kirk Schilling Extravaganza, at least until we find something better. And then you need to go on and like Mascots Facebook page, as well as Miracles in Progress Facebook page. When you've done all three of those, I want you to send me a message or jump on this thread and say that you've done that, and you're going to be entered in to win a $25 gift card to go out and have some food out at Mascots on Kirk Schilling Extravaganza. So make sure you do that. I want to see a lot of sharing. Share these events. Get that stuff out there. Wade's probably listening. We've already eliminated him from the possibility. I'm just Wade is a great follow. He's been a guest on the show. He's a great proponent of the show and things like that. So we've got that coming up. One other announcement I want to make. So Extreme Bar Bingo, obviously we have the connection with Mascots. Everything's kind of shut down right now. But there is at-home Extreme Bar Bingo. So we've got, if you go to extremebargames.com and register, you can play at home. The next one coming up is Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. And I just happen to know who might be calling that on Wednesday night live online. So you may want to get on there. It's a 70s theme because we got to have a theme for it. So you might as well do that. So go to extremebargames.com, register. You'll get your card. You play right there. The games are all sponsored. There's cash prizes for each one of the games. Plus, you get to look at this idiot called Little Bingo on there. So make sure that you not only like this page, the Kirk Schilling Extravaganza page. I'm going to make it like the Ferguson USA Hot Talk Radio page too, just because it's my contest. Make sure you go on and like Mascots page. Make sure you like Miracles in Progress page. Mark down August 8th in your calendars, because that is when the Rockin' Out Superstars and Supercars event is. Make sure you pop into Mascots out there in St. Peter's. The food is awesome. I debate between the burgers and the tacos. I don't know. I haven't tried the dog food yet. Maybe I'll have to do that. We got about.
You won't be disappointed.
You've seen me eat, so it's, I didn't get this by not liking food. Trust me.
Oh, man, burgers though.
The burgers are good. Tacos are good too, though. Yeah. Rob's back there sweating, I know. So
he is. He's back there talking to somebody right now. But fun fact, I wanted to tell you before we jump off here. So we had posted yesterday or Monday or whatever, like that we're going to start opening back up like on Wednesday, like slowly and easing things and people back into it. And last night, so we're in here, we're working, we made some changes, some like improvements. You'll love it. Added a new little area to the bar, like pretty great, right? Use the downtime, which actually hasn't been super downtime. But sorry, it's getting loud. They're coming into work. But I had a messages sent to the Mascots inbox last night by multiple people saying, that's great, and we can't wait to come in and see you on Wednesday, but since you're already opening back up, does that mean that I need to reserve a table for bingo on Thursday night? And then I had to answer them all back, and it was like, actually, it's not going yet. Like, everything will get back in, but, you know, it was pretty funny.
It is funny, and everybody's got to understand with the bar bingo thing, for the bar owners themselves, they have to pay to have that in there, so they need to be able to be fully open. And we'll get there.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get there sooner rather than later. We got about 30 seconds left. I want to thank Jen and Trina for coming on here.
Thank you, Kirk.
Make sure that everybody that didn't get on the feed, you guys share this out, share this feed out to everybody so that everybody can see this and learn more about this. And I kind of like this. We may play with this setup, the whole Johnny Carson thing. I kind of like this. So
Trina, it was so nice to meet you. We will get in touch.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yep, you guys get in touch with each other. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it for the day. We will be back next Tuesday. Stay safe out there. Make sure you keep washing your hands. Papa Bear, take us out. We will see you next time.